Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. I'm starting the lecture number 21 of System Analysis and Design course. In lecture 20, we talk about implementation phase. Under the implementation phase, first activity is programming or coding, and we talk about there are four type of coding techniques: structured, object-oriented, event-driven, and declarative. You can watch lecture number 20 to have the details about these techniques. After programming or coding, the next activity is testing. How to define testing? Any wild guess? Anything? Testing is a process to execute the program with the intention of finding errors. We also call them bugs. How many types of errors we have? We have two types: syntax error and logical error. Syntax error, the mistakes in the syntax of programming language like C has its syntax, Java has its own syntax, .NET, Visual Basic, PHP, Python. Like in Java, you miss the semicolon, you will have syntax error. The logical error, the programming mistakes in the logic of the code, like you need to have sum is equal to num1 plus num2 and mistakenly you put the multiply sign there. So that's a logical error. So 2 plus 3, answer should come 5, but it's coming 6. And we also categorize them in terms of errors and defects. Errors are the bugs that are reported at the software company side, whereas defects are the bugs reported by the customer. So customer after testing will submit you a report. It's called defects report. Then, how many types of testing techniques we have? Anything comes to your mind? There are two types of techniques: verification and validation. So what's the difference between them? Verification means software is functioning correctly. It is giving you correct results. And validation means software is functioning as per customer requirements. So it's giving you correct result mean 2 plus 3, answer is coming 6. The expected output is 5. But if it is coming 6, that means there is error. So you will correct it. You miss the semicolon, you correct it. But validation is it should function as per customer requirements, as per customer specs, functional specs. How many type of verification techniques we have? There are many, but I am covering two in this course: formal technical review and code walkthrough. Formal technical review is a planned meeting. We also call it a review session. There are guidelines to conduct formal technical review. In short, we call it FTR. 3 to 5 members must be present in the FTR session. That is the first guideline. Meeting must be planned, well planned, managed and attended. Time must be less than 1 to 2 hours. Inform the agenda before the meeting and distribute the document to the participants so they can evaluate it before attending the FTR session. So these are the guidelines that you need to follow to conduct FTR. What are the objectives of FTR? To uncover errors in the function, logic and implementation. To verify that software under review meets its requirements. To ensure that software is written as per predefined standards of the company. To achieve software in a uniform manner in terms of interfaces, in terms of functionalities, title bar, toolbar, menu bar, layout, and to make a project more manageable so you can estimate the velocity of the project, that you are going in the right direction, Sirate Mustaqim and Shaitan path, how much is the difference. Then, the FTR, the review session, there will be a review leader, there will be a scribe or secretary to take notes of the meeting. The review member highlights the issue based on the evaluation they have made before the FTR session. The FTR participants can accept the content of the agenda, can reject it, or can recommend modifications. The secretary or scribe or recorder will note down the minutes of meeting, and before the next FTR session, whatever the modifications recommended by the participants, they should be discussed and make sure they have been implemented in the software. That is about the walkthrough of a formal technical review. Next is walkthrough. Walkthrough is an unplanned session in which software quality assurance engineer, the project manager or system analyst will pass by the programmer, or the tester will pass by the programmer and raise some questions related to the code he is writing, to explain the logic of the code, to explain the algorithm of the code. But there is a limitation. The completeness of this session depends on the area in which you are asking the questions. It's not possible during the unplanned session you ask about, or you can cover the complete code. That is about the verification techniques. Then you have validation. How many types of validation techniques we have, or what are the main validation techniques? There are 4 testing techniques under the validation: unit, integration, system, and acceptance. Unit mean you have to test each function or method or module or a component of a system at the unit level by the individual programmers or by the individual testers. Because we assign module to individual programmers, so as he completes, the tester will test it on unit base. First programmer will test, then the software quality assurance engineer or the tester will test it on unit level, like ATM, withdraw, module, transfer cash, check balance, pay bill. So transfer cash at the individual level, withdraw at the individual level, check balance at the individual level. Then you have integration testing. After unit, integration testing is performed because you integrate the modules or integrate the components. What is integration testing? Integration testing is performed to make sure that software components or parts or modules are properly interconnected and there is intercommunication or interoperability among them. Interoperability is intercommunication among them. So we will test intercommunication and connectivity between or among the modules during the integration testing. Once you integrate the modules like ATM modules or Amazon or eBay or registration system, reservation system, inventory system, payroll system, you have to check that they are properly interconnected with each other. You can call one module from the second and vice versa, and hyperlinks are properly working. Then you will check the intercommunication. When you check the intercommunication, you need to check the interfaces. How to define interface? The simplified one, point of contact between user and the computer, and the difficult one or the technical one, it's a connecting link at a shared boundary permitting or allowing independent components to meet and act on user commands, like MADA, integrated systems. There are 2 categories of interfaces. We call them internal interfaces, external interfaces. External interfaces is for the user and internal interfaces for the components or for the modules. You need to check the external interfaces, you need to check the internal interfaces, like Bank of Riyadh is integrated with ATM system of Saudi National Bank, SNB, or Arab National Bank, or Standard Chartered Bank, Grindlays Bank, Citibank, or in Pakistan, Habib Bank, or Bank Al Habib, Allied Bank, UBL, HBL, National Bank, National Commercial Bank, NCB is there. So you can check that you can call from one ATM system to another and vice versa, or you have Abshar in Saudi Arabia, or Nadra in Pakistan, ID card, passport, custom, tax, all these systems are integrated. Then you have import interface and export interface. The types are there. Import interface when one component or module needs data from another component or object or from component. And the export interface is created when one component provides the data, or module will provide the data, or component will provide the data, then export interface is created. So you check the import interface, you will test the import interface, you check the export interface. Many systems fail due to bad integration or poor integration. So there are a lot of integration risks are there, and that is another course I'm not going to cover here. After the integration, system testing is there. Now, after integration, the modules which were working or functioning individually at unit level, after integrating as a part of one system, still they are performing their functionality or not, that is called the system testing. Then acceptance testing is there. There are two types of acceptance testing, and acceptance testing is always done by the customer. There is alpha and beta. In the alpha testing, we call the customer at the software company side to test in front of the development team. It is also called control testing or lab testing or contrived testing. And development team is present, and they will not allow the customer to enter invalid input or anything scrap, or to play with the system. Like name is there, he is trying to enter number there, you will stop him. If there is a mobile number and he is trying to enter alphabetic character there, you will stop him. And after the alpha, approval of alpha, then there is a beta. In the beta testing, software is released at the customer side. Now the stakeholder or the chief executive will ask all of its employees to kill the system. They will try to find the maximum number of errors, which are called the defects. And development team is not present there, so it is called uncontrolled testing or uncontrived testing or the real testing. Whereas the alpha is also called lab testing, control testing, contrived testing. So that's the free environment for the end users. They will try to enter anything to fail the system, to find maximum number of bugs, which are called the defects. And these are the main types of validation testing. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.